This conference will now be recorded.
All right. So thanks for waiting, everybody. So last session, I was explaining about the key fields which makes an identity of inquiry. And today, you all will understand what fields will make an identity of a quotation, followed by a quick understanding about the sales order types, how many they are, and what is the purpose of OR, RO, CS3 documents, and why we have three sales order types in different modes for what purpose. Followed by what fields makes identity of these three sales document types we'll be seeing on our next session on Monday. All right, so let's start with now GRA2. This is our quotation, what we made, Grasim quotation. So by writing here quotation, it doesn't become a quotation. It should be categorized. So please remember everybody, sales document category tells what is the document type you are making. If I categorize as inquiry and I maintain the fields relevant to quotation, it will not respond like quotation, it will respond like inquiry. So it is not by name, it is by category the document type is identified. So B. Since it is quotation, B. And if you want to block a document, put a block over here so that nobody can use this sales document type in the front end screen. So why we block, sir, you may ask. Think already there are so many quotations given which are not yet fulfilled and they are waiting for the approval to place an order, or they are ready to place an order. Company don't have the stock. Reasons may be many things. Company don't have the stock, or company is trying to change the model and production is been holded, or company is coming up with a new price catalog since the orders are been holded. Reasons are many things. So when a transaction type not to be permittable for operating in the front end, you put a block here. Simple. No end user in the front end should be allowed to raise a quotation. If this is the situation, block here. Nobody can use it in the front end. No, everybody. It should be usable. No block. So today you block. After 1 day or 2 day, the client say, okay, now let us start taking the quotation. So no block. If I put a block, nobody can use it. If I unblock, everybody can use it. Simple. Indicator is not applicable at the moment. Ignore. Number ranges, yes, internal, external. For time being, you see 0502 as standard. Let it be. In the coming sessions, we'll see how to understand about number ranges. That's the next step. And item number increment, the serial number starts with 10 and second number increase should go with 1 or nil. Okay. Will if you mark nil, the second number will go with 10, 20, 30, 40. If you mark as 1, it will go with 11, 12, 13. You'll see both how it works. Now, reference mandatory. This field was not yet all applicable for inquiry asset, right? This field was not at all applicable for inquiry asset, right? But here it can be applicable as optional. Why? See, quotation is a second level document, right? Quotation is a second level document. So when I say quotation is a second level document, that means it has a primary document as an optional for reference. So if you mark here as a quotation now is creatable with reference to inquiry system understands. If I leave nil, I can create a quotation directly or I can create a quotation with reference to inquiry. Both the way it permits. So what we do here, we leave this field blank so that the end user have an option in the front end when they are using this document type for raising a quotation. It can be with reference to inquiry, it can be directly, dual purpose. So best practice will leave it as blank. Now check division. No dialogue, dialogue error. I was explaining this field even previously when I was doing inquiry. The same concept here again. You are given a quotation for say a denim based product. Now the customer is coming back to place an order, or oh, I'm sorry, not that way. Sorry, you have created a customer for denim based product division. A customer is created for a product denim based product line. Now he want to place an order for a cotton blend product. Should system permit? Yes. The company is not bothered what you're buying. Company is bothered if you're not buying. Simple. But I was given you example of hospital. I was given an example of an hospital if you remember. So what product for you are here if you are not going for that product? For example, say their patient been to hospital as I was saying earlier for a dental checkup. If he is not visiting the hospital for a dental checkup, he is visiting the hospital for a say orthopedician, then how system should respond? So it may say again he should come for with a fresh transaction, right? So logic here is if the division is changing, how system should react? If the division is changing, how system should react? That's the concept here. So best practice we mark as no dialogue. When I say no dialogue, whatever you buy, it will accept. Okay. So I say no dialogue. So it's all, see, when you understand all the options, you have some idea, okay, which option is for what purpose. Okay, so defaultly we mark as no dialogue here, okay. Probability, what is the probability of an inquiry going to a quotation level? See, anybody who comes to a quotation, it is almost, see, what is the probability of inquiry going to quotation level? Other day we marked as 10% or 20%. Okay. Now here, anybody who comes for a quotation, it is 50% probability you may place an order. For example, you are going to a store asking for a product, how much it is costing, any discount and all. What the store person think? Okay, he is almost interested. If I just convince him a place an order, he will think, right? So 50% is the chance of quotation converting to order. This is our assumption here. During the live project, it's the client who tell what should be the probability, how much is the probability. It's not you or I who decides. Now credit limit, credit group, they are not applicable for inquiry, ignore. Output application, yes, it is V1 to be taken because it is sales document. Material entry type, yes, defaultly we go by with reference to material number. And item division to be checked, that is product details should be recognized through sales area because division is a part of sales area. When you are executing an quotation, it is happening in a sales area. So item division should be recognized at header level through sales area. If you uncheck this, after you enter the product at the line item level in the second stage of sales transaction, there it recognizes the division for what product line it is happening. So header level recognition is must because for what the transaction, that's the logic. Read info record, yes, to be checked. As I said, system should read the buying behavior of the product during the transaction so that the end user will come to know what is the transaction it is about. Okay, so I mark this. So how it responds, you will understand in the front end. Then screen sequence group default, and here purchase, check purchase order type, enter purchase order type, they are not required for quotation. Now we'll discuss about these fields, they are optional. Okay, even though it is optional, it is applicable for which documents we'll discuss in the coming documents. It is not applicable for quotation, ignore that. Screen layout, the screen which shows the fields relevant to inquiry and quotation is same, AG, maintain AG. And transaction group quotation is the second stage. So it is grouped under two category. So transaction group to maintain as two. Document pricing procedure, for time being it is A. In the next coming sessions, when we work on pricing controls configuration, we will replace the default A by our made. For other batch I made Parley, Seattle. When our turn comes, we'll make for Grassel. And display range, I want all the views to present it, so all complete layout. So let it be all so that you can explore to the complete layout of quotation. And function code for overview screen, if you see here, UER1, UER2, two options we got. If you mark as UER1, it will take you to the general screen. If you mark as UER2, it will take you to the item screen. So press enter to go to item screen, press enter to go to general screen. So logic here is, say, yeah, logic here is, if you mark as 1, it will take you to the general screen where you give all general information. If you mark here as 2, it will take to the item screen. All right. So which one is the most preferred? Always we prefer, client prefers to go to UER2. When the transaction is processed, defaultly it should take you to the item screen. That's all. So item screen here. Done. So you'll see, for some documents I'll mark UER2, for some documents I'll mark UR1 also. After we go to the front end screen, how 2 will respond, how 1 will respond, you'll get every best clarity. Okay. Now the next point is, here you have quotation message. This was not applicable for inquiry, but here it is applicable as optional. What is the purpose of quotation message? Here you have two options: check at header level, check at item level. Remember, always best practice we prefer to maintain big, not A. I have not seen usage of A. A have no purposefully purpose also. It has no best effect. I'll tell you why. See, today you've been to a showroom. Think you are going to a Grasim showroom only. Today you've been to Grasim showroom and you took a quotation for a denim based products. Fine. And there is an offer running. They say this quotation is valid till this weekend. Fine. Now tomorrow again you go to Grasim, but you want to take a quotation for a cotton blend products. Should the showroom person say yesterday what given that is applicable? No logic, right? Showroom person should treat you as a fresh transaction, fresh customer again. Again, you should give a quotation for a cotton blend products. So system should give you an alert. Already a quotation is given, the same is applicable when you are going for a same product within the valid time again. If you are going for other product, again you should be treated as a fresh call. So by maintaining check at header level, it will read by your name. Why name? Today I'm going for this, tomorrow I'm going for another one. If you read by my name, it says already given, but I'm looking out for some other product, right? So item level should be marked always. Customer name is not, that is header details is about customer details. Item level is all about product details. So item level, when you give over here, system understands the purpose of product based. So always to be checked as marked as B. You will see lively how this messaging system will respond in the front end when we are working on quotation creation. So if you see here, mandatory, mandatory. These are mandatory. Optional, reference is optional, read info record is optional, quotation message is optional, and one more mandatory, check division is mandatory. So under number system we have fields applicable, under general control we have fields applicable, under transaction flow this green marked are mandatory, this yellow marked are optional, right? Now apart from this, if I come down under billing, we have one field as optional here. Under billing we have one field applicable as optional. What is this? Proforma invoice. What is proforma invoice? Let me put it in a very simple way. Proforma invoice is something, an invoice type which acts like a duplicate or dummy invoice for the confirmation of an approval of the final amount when order is been fulfilled. So why we give this? Okay. Now, in a simple example, if I express this, think about our Indian Parliament when the sessions are going on in the assembly. A common word you see, a bill has been not passed, a bill has been not passed. What does it mean? Government raise some project, the contractors will give their proposal to the government, and government approves that proposal of budget, and the contractor start investing from his pocket and fulfill that project, and when he submits the proposal, the amount should be released. So the proposal is a pro forma invoice. Quotation is just a, what do you say, uh, rough estimation. But pro forma invoice is a confirmed proposal of the final bill amount which can be claimed. So pro forma invoice is usable in more export based companies. Why? Because see, some product is coming from one country to other country. The landing country should be sent a pro forma invoice first so that they get a custom clearance. They get a landing permission. Then when the product is landed, the final bill will be issued. The final bill amount is the pro forma invoice amount should be same. So pro forma invoice is a dummy invoice. It cannot be claimed. With reference to pro forma invoice reference తీసుకొని మీరు బిల్ క్లెయిమ్ చేసుకోలేరు, ప్రోడక్ట్ డెలివరీ చేయలేరు. It is a dummy invoice. So pro forma invoice लेके आप बिल नहीं बना सकते, आप प्रोडक्ट डिलीवरी नहीं कर सकते, डमी इनवॉइस है. Just for an approval for proposal for confirmation after the final call is been done, when the final bill is been getting printed, this amount should match. So when the higher authorities or export based transactions are happening or higher authorities involved, this pro forma invoice works. So if you have a question with reference to pre-sales, do invoice happens? Answer is yes. It is pro forma invoice. All right. So that's the understanding here. So other than this, if we come down, no fields are applicable, no availability, no contract, no required delivery, nothing. So quotation got the fields under number system, general control, transaction flow, under billing one field, that's all. So these fields makes an identity of a quotation. There is a close relation between inquiry, quotation and order. Sorry. There is a close relation between enquiry and quotation. Enquiry is the first level, quotation is the next level. So most of the fields are common, what we have seen in enquiry, same for quotation, but some extra fields are added because quotation is second level. Now, the next documents what you all need to understand is order types. Order, cash sales, rush order. These three are order types. Yes. But why we have three? That should be a doubt. See, we have different kind of customers coming in. A customer, okay, he plays an order and the delivery will happen as per other orders in pipeline. The date of delivery will be accordingly. That is general order. See, you place an order. I have another orders pipeline, and you will get the delivery within 10 days. Or there is no orders, you may get in 5 days or 2 days. Think when you are placing an order in Amazon, you are non-prime member, for example. So you will get that delivery as per the schedule. You are a prime member. You may get in the same day or as soon as possible. So general order maintained fields will justify the order according to the pipeline, the date of delivery and the pricing and credit system and all. Cash sales, by this document, when you execute a transaction, it is delivery immediately. Cash and carry, counter sales. So it's like you're making the payment on the counter, you will get the delivery on the counter itself. Spot, instant. Rush order executes like cash paid, but the billing date as per general order. That is, even though the customer is not paid, he will get the delivery on the same day. But the billing happens like your general order pattern. Later, you will get the delivery immediately, even though it's not paid, but billing happens like scheduled date. That is, for example, think you are placing an order to rush order and your delivery date is same day, but billing date is 5 days later. You can pay after 5 days, but your delivery is happening same day. Like your general order. General order, your delivery is scheduled on 5th, billing is happening on 5th. But cash sales, general order like billing happens on 5th, but delivery happens on same day. Sorry, rush order. So rush order has the delivery feature like same day delivery, order billing delay according to the delivery time. So rush order is a document type which has a express delivery feature of cash sales, which has a general delivery date of billing. So why I'm briefing out this, it got all the views applicable here. Sales document got all general control number, system, transaction flow, shipping, billing, okay, required delivery pricing, date, availability check. All fields got to be used. All views got the fields in this. So it's a huge. So when you understand the domestic purpose of these three document types, based upon the domestic purpose, the fields can be. So please understand and go through this last 5 minutes what I explained about order, cash sales, rush order, and their domestic functionality. When you understand, then you get the better clarity as we go. So Monday we're going to work on these three document types. I'm going to write the comparative statement on the board. What fields maintained makes identity of order, what fields not applicable for cash sales, applicable for cash sales, what fields not applicable for rush order but applicable for rush order. When I write the comparative statement, you will get every best clarity. And following this statement, we'll get into the document and understand which field is applicable in that what options we have. So it is a little bit big in understanding, but you need to understand. When you learn the customizing in this pattern, you can work on any versions of SAP. And when you say you worked on SD module, your definitely job role will be an order management because it's the main chapter. Sales document is the main chapter of the module because everything what you customize is executable through sales document. So when you don't understand the layout of the sales document, what you do? So that's the reason you are understanding field by field here. Okay, you will not get to see this explanation anywhere, so please everybody focus. Even though you go to any online sources, anywhere you go, or YouTube or anywhere you go, one step the complete customizing is done. We have a shortcut. So the shortcut method is no more applicable now because client have lot of expectations. So field by field customizing is when you know the purpose of every field, you can justify. When you understand the client requirement, you can come and customize here relevantly which fields are applicable. So today you understood quotation. So after the session, when you play the recording, take a sheet, write the heading as quotation, what views are applicable, what fields are applicable, what are optional, what are required. Some fields got options. Which option is for what? Write down. When you write, you never forget. More number of times you play the recording, it goes like a good speech, but you may not remember which field for what until you write down. 10 document types, 10 sheets should be prepared for yourself, for your reference. Previously, inquiry. Today, quotation. Next session, order types 3. Upcoming session, contract types 5. So, it's all in combo. So, 3 order types has same domain, but preferences are different. I'll write the comparative statement. You will understand the difference of accordingly the fields. So I'm making things organized for you. Just keep following. You can get a very good command on the subject. All right. So use this break times of whenever we have no session. Please use this break time for your betterment of practice of till date happen. So once this chapter has been done, the layout will be ready and you will see many executions and there will be huge what you say uh, traffic kind of knowledge you'll see. So utilize this time because again next week it's a festival times again, two big festivals. So utilize the time for your betterment of practice and do join on Monday. Very important session. Order types, order, rush order, cash sales will understand. All right. So thank you everybody and see you on our Monday session.